try not to engage in the obsessed stalker world. That realm is crazy. Oh, I gotta tell you all about my day yesterday. OMC, you want to say hi from a distance? Just say hi.
Hey, everybody.
That'll be turned into that she refused to go on camera because she's in jail and beaten to a pulp and all kinds of crazy shit.
Well, it's actually because I'm in pajamas, and yeah.
Oh yeah, but you don't want to ruin it for the obsessed stalker fans.
No, I gotta give them something to talk about.
It's really great having support. Like we would never complain about the amazing amount of support that we get. But we weren't famous. Can you give me a name of a famous person? I'm going to utilize it. Just anybody, somebody, anybody can do that for me. Just give me the name of an actual famous person. What? Can you come up with one off the brim?
I'll let them come up with one.
Come up with one, y'all. Tell us a very famous person in chat. You guys come up with something. Like just pick any famous person. Not YouTube famous, but like, famous. John Denver. Okay, we'll use that. I'm not John Denver famous. Nowhere near it. Tiffany is not John Denver famous. John Denver probably has enough money to have actual security in place. John Denver probably has some types of protections for himself as a business, just using his own name. Not us. We just had a respectable number of subscribers to a fucking YouTube channel. That's it. Other than doing private investigations and uncovering some misconduct and corruption within the government, we are, by all means, normal people. And as a normal people, yesterday, I'm going to tell you all about my day as the room builds up a little bit here. We had yesterday sounds, okay, so here's the deal. I kind of knew that it was coming. I won't lie. I'm not going to blow smoke. I knew it was coming because of the video that I did the other day. Did everybody in here see the video? I'm sure there's going to be other people coming through, especially when I did a vertical stream. I'm sure there's going to be in and out, people that don't know about the channel or what's going on it. But yeah, we uncovered where a jailer has been acting outside of his official capacity because he actually vacated his position a couple of years ago. And I knew that when I exposed that it was going to stir the haters. But I thought that, being such a small YouTuber and not John Denver, that I would be able to just have an ordinary day. So I had shit to do. Tiff and I had to go pick up all the hay for the whole winter long and stack it on truck, strap it down, drive it back to the farm, and stack it all in the barn. We did, was it 160 bales yesterday? Was that about right, Tiff?
I don't even know. I lost track.
I think we did like 160. And that's a lot of work, So that's what our day was about yesterday. And this comes a day after I exposed Scarborough, the jailer, for not being a jailer. So when you catch a government actor in the act of misconduct or corruption, there's always retaliation that comes right behind it. I need to lower this just a little bit so you can see my fat belly. Let's see. If I were famous, I would be in better shape. The shape I'm in now is semi-round, like oval. Make sure you shut that when you're done, but it's got the light. So we spent the better half of yesterday morning doing the hay, and that went all the way into mid-afternoon. And then a couple of us decided that we were going to go on a horse ride. So 11 miles is a long horse ride, and that's what I ended up doing. And I got sore as shit. I didn't even have my proper riding boots with me, so I feel it. But that didn't bring us back to the farm until after dark. And then I had a 40-minute drive home, and we had to stop and get something to eat. And I don't even know what time I got home last night. Maybe 11:30. And I hadn't been checking my phone because I'm baling hay, and then I'm riding horses, and then I'm, putting my horses up and getting their stalls all done, and then driving home, stopping to get stuff to eat. So I'm not looking at my phone. But when I did look at my phone, it was a lot of messages. And I'm like, well, okay, this must be the JJ stuff, right? That's what I'm thinking. This must be the J. And it was. So I'm being updated that something is going on in the obsessive sphere, in the obsessive FPS stalker obsessed, I guess, YouTubers, the ones that we know about, because I'm sure there's a lot of people who apparently would be obsessed along with them. I mean, that's the people watching that content, right? So we probably have a lot more obsessed people, which is so crazy because I'm not John Denver, right? Y'all come up with a female actress or something, famous person, female. I'm gonna let y'all do that real quick while I relight this dead cigarette. Who y'all got? Famous female. Put it in chat. Lindsay Lohan. Tiffany is not Lindsay Lohan. I am not John Denver. We're not that fucking famous, right? So why we have all of these people who are like fanatically obsessed in hatred of us? Because look, here's what happens. Crazed fans happen. They happen. There's been many of actors and actresses and musicians. Lots of people have been murdered by their crazed fans. So I get it. That when you start developing some type of publicity, it comes with some people who are fanatical. But when you get the realm of the people who are fanatical, you also inherit a few people usually, or very few usually, who are like really mentally screwed up and stalker obsessed. But the amount that Chris and Tiffany have, Lindsay Lohan and John Denver do not have this many people that are this crazed and obsessed. We've ran a respectively moderate sized YouTube channel. Whoop-de-fucking-do. Okay? So I shouldn't be receiving messages just trying to have one normal day at our horse farm. I shouldn't be having, and I do appreciate the people who sent the messages, but I shouldn't be living a lifestyle where I'm receiving hundreds of messages of people who are concerned about the situation, right? But I do. That's how we live, unfortunately. Every time I expose another corrupt government official for a corrupt misconduct or bad act, it's like a brand new cycle of the stalker obsession that comes with it. Like one of them is literally in jail for coming to my house, pretty much, leaving the state. The person who was stalker obsessed, Michael Kaiser, so long, good riddance, you're nuts, right? Oh, then you get the DirectD guy, some little peon from YouTube, completely stalker obsessed, would not let it go. My name was probably every eighth word out of the guy's mouth. And I'm going to let y'all guess. Oh, thank you, Nikki. Do you ever feel, it's hard for me to read, like someone is watching? Do you ever feel like somebody's watching me? Yeah. I like it when I hit the button, to go live. I like being watched in, but it's just so weird that some of these people are obsessive and not from a good place at all. Like they only intend to cause damage. I'm going to let you all guess the most current and, in my opinion, probably the most off the chain one that I'm dealing with now. You all say in chat who you think it was that I was getting all those messages about yesterday. You all tell me. We'll give it the 10-second delay. Who do you all think it was that I was getting all those messages about? Who apparently was in his own little world, freaking the fuck out, obsessive stalkering us while we were living normal, our regular lives. No, good guess, Freeman Prince. It was not G Swag. Toddler, GS. Yes, that's it. So, and I knew that him working for the jailer was going to cause some response. I knew that. I expected that. I expected it to be a complete meltdown, actually. But you can never expect for a mentally ill person to their act, like you can never guess what a mentally ill person's actions are going to go to, the level that they'll go to. So I get home, I eat, I shower, and I'm kind of like, okay, what's all this about? So I'm here and there catching a little bit of live stream or something, whatever. But of course, I'm more focused on what I need to do because I was sore as shit. I really just wanted to relax, right? So I finished up my shower, finished up my food, and then I actually turned it on, and I turned it on at a certain point, and as I was in and out of watching what everyone was trying to warn me about, I heard that I saw a veteran or a person who was saying that they were a veteran on a panel with the mentally ill guy, Todd. And I guess it looked to me like he was trying to be reasonable, but at the same time, he was questioning Todd on some hard hitting questions, which was something to the effect of, why do you cause damage to people's children? Which we all know that is exactly what Todd does do. But the response to this man's questions was out of fucking control. And it turned into this fucking threat fest. Talking about, I'm going to meet you at Fort, I guess the guy was from Fort Knox. I don't know. I'm going to meet you at Fort Knox and we're going to fucking handle it. Now you're talking about a 50-some-year-old man who is acting like a fucking ninth grader, talking about meeting somebody behind the school or whatever. But in this case, you're talking about a 50-some-year-old man who is threatening physical harm on another older gentleman at a fucking, one of the most secure locations in the world, Fort Knox. He is threatening to go to Fort Knox. It's not funny, but it's just fucking crazy. And you have to like laugh or something because it's so hard to soak in. You know, I'm sure some of this is for clout or attention or clicks, but you just can't be that stupid. You can't be that stupid. And when you start making those threats to go to a place like that, the whole world that sees the stream is automatically you're gonna get a minimum of 50% of the people in there who are gonna be like, what the fuck? Did this dude just threaten to hurt people at the highest secured facility at a military base? And yeah, people are probably going to call and report it. It's probably going to happen. You're live streaming. Could you imagine if me, not on an equal level as John Denver, but me, just me, the little old me, could you imagine if I said or did something that stupid on a live stream, how many police reports would be called in on that? Y'all guess a number in the chat. I want to see how many people you all think would call the police on me if I did that. And I think even if there were only 10 people around a person who is threatening to go to Fort Knox and hurt people, you could have 5 people around you in a grocery store, and I'll bet you 3 call the cops. All right? Am I right? Put it on the chat if y'all think I'm right. 72 calls says Freeman Press. 5 says Angel. Angel, I would bet, I would think that if I said something that stupid on any live stream, I guarantee you that minimum 20 police reports would be made. Minimum. Easy. But then again, I've got a bunch of YouTube channel people that are out there trying to make false reports against me all the time. But I don't say things like that. I would never offer to go physically hurt someone at the highest secured facility in the United States on a military base. I would never do that. So I caught that and I'm like, what the fuck is this dude doing? My immediate thoughts was, man, he's going to end up in jail. Like, this motherfucker, he's off the chain. And he's going to end up in jail. And then I scanned channels. Like, I got a kick out of that. I thought, wow, fucking crazy. I scanned channels. And I see that other people are talking about it. Other channels are talking about it. So I go back and I hit the channel again. And I'm seeing at this point, there are like minimum 10 more people being threatened to meet him at Fort Knox. And me being one of them. And I'm going, why are you talking to me? I have been busy doing my thing all day. Like, why is every third word out of your mouth my full legal name? What the fuck is going on? So I turn it back over. This shit's going on. More and more threats, all involving Fort Knox. I'm going, oh God, it's just a matter of time. Like if that place is secure, this is something they're going to handle. That's what I was thinking. And am I right to think that? Like, put it on a chat if you think I'm right to think that someone live streaming threats to physically harm people on the base of Fort fucking Knox, where America keeps their gold. I mean, okay, maybe I'm the one wrong. I don't know. There's a lot of ones. So the next thing is Todd disappears, generally specific disappears, and he's letting the two Riri guys talk and about nothing. It's like the dorkiest people on the internet really have no rhyme or reason to just hate and talk whatever. As long as they're slandering somebody, they're doing their job. So these two Riris are doing that, and then the channel owner comes back. The guy who made the threats, right, comes back, and he starts saying, the police were here, and they came here to tell me that Chris Ryder, my legal name, called them for a welfare check. I'm like, oh, really? Okay. Like, right? And then he starts explaining what this welfare check was. Y'all know what a welfare check is? A welfare check is if you have a family member or a loved one, right? Or somebody you know really well, who is maybe like threatening their own life or having a mental health breakdown, or maybe, something where they need help. Okay. Any criminal allegation is not a welfare check. Just so you know, that's not a welfare check. So Todd starts explaining what the cops were there for. And he's saying that someone called. No, he's saying I called. That Chris Ryder is using my full name. A guy that, mind you, not one word in the comments, not one thing on my YouTube channel, nothing for him to suggest that. This motherfucker is saying that the cops just came to his door and told him that I'm calling in a welfare check. Then he starts explaining what the cops were talking about. And what they were talking about was, of course, what any of you would think they would have been talking about. The dude was making threats to hurt people at a fucking military facility. That's what the cops were there for. Dipshit, duh. Of course. Like, how can you make threats on people to hurt them at a very, 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 very secured military facility and not expect the cops? Of course you expect the cops to knock on your door. You're live streaming that shit. You couldn't say those words in a fucking parking lot of a gas station without getting the cops called on you. Of course someone called the fucking cops. So when the cops came and started asking questions about that, that's not a welfare check. That's a criminal investigation. That's what that is. So don't play games with semantics on words, because law don't allow that to happen. You would be under a criminal investigation. The police would have been showing up to question someone for criminal investigation. Granted, he probably said, "Oh, I didn't say that," or whatever. I don't know. It was quick enough for him to come back to his live stream pretty quick. That was a criminal investigation. Am I right, y'all? Like maybe for terroristic threatening or intimidation, or somehow putting the security of the facility in jeopardy. It's something in criminal code. I guarantee it. So I doubt that there was any welfare check at all, because welfare check is a very specific thing. That was not a welfare check. That was a police report for criminal activity. So, you know, when you act a fucking fool, there's gonna be consequences. So don't be surprised when the consequences catch up to your actions. These people, holy shit, thank you, Donna, $30 a gift for Diesel. He actually needs a new bag of dog food, so that's what it'll be used for, and it is right around that same amount. So thank you, Miss Donna. I'll make sure he knows it came from you. So he'll get a brand new bag of dog food before he runs out. So yeah, there's no, I mean, you would have to be completely stupid, like an IQ level of less than 50, to not expect that when you make threats on people at a military base such as Fort Knox, that cops are going to get called, and B, when they show up, they're not there for a welfare check. That's not what they're there for. They're there for a criminal investigation. And C, you're probably going to go to jail if you did it. And D, if you did it, why would you do something like that? If you can't control yourself and that's your actions, that you want to drive to the most secure military base in the United States of America and go beat people up at 50 some years old, then sure, you belong charged. You need to be charged. You need to be charged, because that's out of fucking control, y'all. Put a one in chat if you agree. That is out of fucking control. That is a dangerous motherfucker. Am I right or wrong? This is someone who has not learned life lessons yet, and requires the assistance of society to help him learn, where are your checks and balances, son? Like, where is your boundary? At what point do you recognize that what you're doing is criminal and that you're going to suffer real legal consequences for those actions? Of course you are. You can't just keep acting a fool because you think that because you're obsessed with some YouTuber, some little, not John Denver, that you're going to get away with it, because the last guy that did it didn't get away with it either. He's in prison now. You're not going to get away with that shit. So you can't commit real world crimes over what you think is internet beef, because I can guarantee you this. Guys, let's think about John Denver. John Denver is famous. I'm not, okay? But I can guarantee you that if there was a person who constantly said the name John Denver at the end of every sentence, like, well, I bought some fucking fruit today, John Denver. I know you're an asshole, John Denver. Maybe I'm going to fix my, or have my wife fix a pie. What about you, John Denver? And that's all they ever did, day in, day out. Oh, thank you, Sock Generally Specific. I'm sorry for everything. JJ hasn't paid my rent yet. That's funny. Yeah, I think he already has paid the rent, actually. So if there were a person utilizing their social media, Facebook, YouTube, and literally day after day after day after day, sentence after sentence after sentence, they were making, and then they also started getting to the point where they were making death threats against John Denver. And let's say that they were attacking the children of John Denver. And let's say that they found out that John Denver had a few friends and who they were, and then started threatening to shoot the puppies that friend just had. Even if it's not really their friend, just if that person who was obsessed with John Denver thought that was their friend, and start saying, I'm going to kill your puppies. All this shit. Eventually, even John Denver would take some type of legal action. If you think for one moment that somebody on behalf of John Denver or John Denver himself isn't going to report the person, you can't be that stupid. Now talk about me. I am not John Denver. I am but a normal man living in a small town in southern Indiana who had a respectable, modest, small YouTube channel. I'm not fucking famous. I'm not someone that would need to be obsessed over, right? I have no fans except for the crazed ones. All I have is some supporters who follow me in my endeavor, okay? What I do and what kind of attacks are brought upon me because of what I do all involve the legal system. And in the legal system, one of the security nets that an individual in the legal system needs to put in place is ensure that every fucking thing is documented, reported, documented, saved for later, put on the shelf, reported. So Todd's tripping the fuck out thinking that I called on his escapade over threatening vets at the military base and going, well, I can't believe that Chris Ryder would call the police on me. Let me go ahead and fill you in on this. Do you all have any idea how many times I have reported Todd Bryant? He follows me. He follows me to court with a weapon on his side. He makes death threats to me in my own home and says that he's coming to my house with a number of people and boards, threatens to steal my truck. Yeah, you're getting reported by me, Todd. Of fucking course. Of course you are. Because I want it all on record. Because if you do ever show up, I'm going to defend myself all the way. So, yeah, I want it on record, what you're doing. Of course. But to automatically in your mind make up some fictitious story that the police came to your door and told them that I, who was busy doing my real life shit, made a fucking welfare check? Dude, you are not a loved one to me. I don't know you. I didn't call in a welfare check on you. I can guarantee you that. JJ Sock Account says, vote for me. I will free Wrangler. Rough JJ 2025. That's funny. Well, he's going to have to get voted in because he vacated his position back in 2023. Oh, man, what a long road to recover that one's going to be. So yes, of course I have reported Todd. How the fuck else? The motherfucker is at my court hearings trying to, after making death threats on me, standing between the doors for the entrance, the only entrance to the fucking building, threatening my lawyer, posting photographs of my lawyer's front yard that they personally went and took, and having 5-hour-long obsession streams about my lawyer. Like I can't even have a lawyer without my lawyer getting stalked. Yeah, you're being reported, dude. What do you think is going to happen when you go to a government facility? And now I'm not talking about Fort Knox. What do you think is going to happen when you go to a courthouse, specifically because someone's trial or someone's pretrial or someone's hearing that you were making death threats on is coming to court, And then you try to intimidate them by wearing an empty holster with your shirt over the top of it, gun holster with your shirt over the top of it, and stand between the doors to the entrance. And then go after the dude's lawyer. Can y'all tell me in chat what fucking crime that is? Because some morons apparently don't even realize that that's crime. Can y'all enlighten them? Because they're watching. All right, enlighten them. That way they're not saying I'm lying about it. What criminal violation is it to threaten someone's life and then show up to their court hearing and try to block the door by intimidating them wearing an empty holster after making death threats on, by the way, right? Intimidation, of course. Harassment, that's another one. Keep going. It's illegal. Oh, Fraud Wrangler Sock coming in with another $2. JJ, please free me. I miss you so much today. Or baby. I can barely read it out here in the dark, y'all. Bear with me on that. That's good. Yeah. There ain't gonna be no freeing Fraud Wrangler anytime soon. He's already convicted. I think he's got 5 years, something like that. Probably going to be longer. I'd say they're going to nail him a little bit more. Bill says stalking, yes. So we got harassment, intimidation, stalking, yes. And y'all do realize that both parties in a court case, both parties are both going to be witnesses along with their attorneys. They're all witnesses on the stand. They will be called as a witness in the case for something, whether it's defense or offense. It's still going to be a witness testimony. So the intimidation of a participant in a legal proceeding or intimidation of a witness absolutely will apply to that behavior. And you're doing it on camera at a courthouse with the sheriff's department attached to a lawyer and a person whose work revolves around doing stuff in the legal industry. Yeah, you are reported. Your activities are being reported. Of course, it's being documented. Don't be surprised. Don't act like it's a new big issue if you think that I reported you for something. I absolutely have. Not just me, but people on my behalf. You're getting reported for all kinds of shit. Don't act like you're shocked. Especially when you go talking to a YouTube audience of over 100. And you're saying that you're going to go to the highest secured military installation in the United States of America to cause physical harm to people. There's no shit that you got reported. But to automatically jump back and say that cops showed up to your fucking house and said that this dude who's been handling his horses shit all day, this dude that's not fucking John Denver, not famous, just a fucking respectable, moderate-sized YouTube channel owner, right? They're not going to tell you that. They're not going to say that. That didn't happen. So here's what I'm thinking. One of two things. Sock Ruff says, make crime great again. Vote for us. Ruff and JJ 2025. So, you keep making me lose my train of thought. Damn it. That's good trolling when you're paying a couple dollars a pop to do it. So, I totally brain farted. He's saying that the cops were there, saying they has video of the cops being there last night. Prove it. Because I think one of two things are the case here. I think that you probably have some pictures or maybe some Ring doorbell footage of a time where you called the fucking cops. Because you're such a pussy, you know that somebody is going to be angry about the shit that you're doing on YouTube. So you probably called the cops on somebody, had them come to your house, and then cried to them saying, well, people just don't like me on YouTube. I don't know why. I'm such a solid veteran, you fucking embellish military career motherfucker. All right? You're crying like a little bitch, playing the victim card. You probably called the fucking cops on yourself, and it probably was not last night. This is probably footage or pictures from God knows when, because you've been crying about your behavior to other people for the whole time. Now, that's what you do. That's what you do. You start shit with people. You get on your platform. You threaten people. You threaten their children. You threaten their pets. And then you want to fucking cry and call yourself a victim when they respond to it. Okay, so he probably, put a one in chat if you think that at some point, Todd probably called the cops to his own fucking house and has doorbell pictures of it. Put a one in chat if you think that. Because I do. I think he's probably had the cops come to his house numerous times. He's probably in his mentally unstable world probably gotten himself paranoid a billion times and called the cops to come save him at least fucking 10, 15, 20. That's what I think. So there's your fucking whatever this video is. Show me, show the world before you go running your fucking mouth with my name in it as every other sentence. If you want to make an accusation that I'm the one that called, which I'm telling you, I'll report you, right? But since you want to make a big deal of it, prove it when you say it. Try backing your mouth with proof for once. Am I right, y'all? Shouldn't this motherfucker prove and back what the fuck he says and stop saying, trust me, bro? Trust me, bro? And then 5 minutes later, going against what he even said and said, well, you know what? Maybe it wasn't. When you just said the cops fucking came to your door and knocked and said, Chris Ryder, the guy you're obsessed with, fucking called us on a welfare check to make sure that you, his loved one, is doing okay. That ain't fucking, in what world? In what motherfucking world? Especially if you go on to say that they were asking you about making terroristic threats to hurt people at one of the nation's highest secured military facilities. That, my friends, if there really were police that knocked on his door last night, that would be the reason. And that is fucking criminal. That is not a welfare check. That is absolutely fucking criminal. If you don't want cops coming and beating on your door to answer questions about criminal activity, try not committing the crime. And then don't run and blame everybody else for the crime you committed. And then keep people's fucking names out of your mouth unless you can back what the fuck you're alleging. That's what I got to say about it. Let people live their fucking life. So what? I exposed your friend, a government official, who is stealing fucking money and committing misconduct. So what? Who cares? That ain't your problem. Let him start his own YouTube channel. He don't need yours to do it. Am I right? Now, okay, so what about this? What about someone starving for attention who has a mental disability? All right, I'm talking about you, Todd. You have a fucking mental disability. You're starving for attention. All you've ever wanted in this world was someone to pay attention to your bullshit. What if you knew that alleging that cops were at your door would get you some views? What if you knew that? Then maybe would you say some bullshit like that? And what if in your sick, demented, paranoid, fucking mentally unstable mind, you can't get through 3 full sentences without saying another man's full legal name right out of the same mouth? That's how often you fucking think of me, right? That's how often your brain is telling you, think about him. like I ain't John Denver, bro. And I don't even know why John Denver would have a mailbox planted that deep in your fucking singular brain cell. But since it is, since my legal name is said so often, and I am the person that you're so fanatically obsessed with, is it possible that you can't just lie about an event happening without trying to include some dude that's not having any fucking thing to do with you? What do you all think? Put it on in chat if you think that this schizophrenic motherfucker, this paranoid, mentally fucking unstable motherfucker, is just out of his fucking loophole. Maybe he does need a welfare check, but I'm not your motherfucking hucklebearer. You're not my loved one. I'm not calling the cops for a welfare check for you. I'm the guy living in another state who ain't paying no fucking mind to your welfare at all. And if I see on the news that a man in Radcliffe blew his fucking brains out, and it just so happens to be that stalker obsessed motherfucker, what do you think my reaction's going to be? What do you think my reaction's going to be? Cool. Now, can I get back to what I'm doing? That's going to make life easier. I wouldn't go out of my fucking way for anything. I ain't doing no welfare check. I ain't fucking going out of my way. I ain't changing my schedule to come fucking meet you somewhere. I don't care about them. I don't give a fuck. But do I report when the motherfucker is showing up to where I have to be for court, wearing a fucking gun holster after making death threats, after attacking our children and my girlfriend, and saying my legal name in every third fucking sentence out of your mouth for 20 hours a day on live stream YouTube constantly? Am I gonna report it when you stand between the doors between me and the courtroom? Yes. I'm gonna fucking report it because I need it on record. Am I gonna report it when you say you're coming to my address with 10 people and boards and you're gonna steal my truck? Or hurt me, or kill me, or make me stop breathing, like you said? Yeah, that's getting reported. I'm going to document that. Why? Duh. Because if you say are ever brave enough to make good on the fucking bullshit, crazy, paranoid threats that you make in your basement, then I need that documentation. Put it on in chat if you understand that a person would need that documented. And the only way to document it is to have a police report. Put it on in chat if you understand that. Of course, Chris Ryder reports something like that. Of course. What you should be asking yourself is, how come he doesn't report it every time I threaten him? That's what you should be asking yourself, because a legit, responsible, respectable, normal person would be going, how in the fuck am I getting away with this shit all the time? How in the fuck am I making physical threats and slandering and threatening this person's whole family, their friends, their everything, their home, their property? How am I getting away with it so much? You know why? Because you should be thinking, he must not be reporting all of it. That's what you should be surprised about. You should be surprised that it's not all being reported. That would be the shocker to me. Like if I was behaving in a certain way and I made it very, very public that I was doing something criminal on a daily fucking basis, I'm smart enough to expect that it get reported. And I'm not just smart enough to expect to get reported. I'm also smart enough to expect that I will suffer severe legal consequences for those actions. To me, what blows my mind is a world in which someone can commit that much crime in the public world, like in public, right? On live streams, in the street or whatever, and not be in jail long before they finally get charged. That's what blows my mind. As a matter of fact, I cover this shit on a daily basis as a YouTube channel, especially when it comes to the Thin Blue Line gang, people in the government. Like, it blows my mind how much criminal shit they get away with and it not result in consequences through the legal system. Blows my fucking mind. I can't understand it. So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised if You weren't lying about the cops showing up to your door, which you didn't back with any kind of proof. If you weren't lying about it, then why are you even surprised when you make threats to physically hurt people on the most secure? I think what you're forgetting is this time you weren't saying my name. You had other people's names in your mouth. You did it to, I heard him myself. So, I mean, if anything, they can call me to be a witness. Got no problem with that. You want me to call and report it? I would be happy to call. I would, listen, if you think I reported it, good for you. Because I would be more than happy to report that. I hope I think of it first. Maybe I'm the one that, okay, just, how about this? Maybe I am the one that reported it. Who gives a fuck? Of course. Everybody that saw it should have reported it. That's what I got to say. Because the dude was threatening to hurt this some dude that was being completely respectful to him. His name was Chris, I believe. He was a veteran. At least he said he was a veteran. He was being completely cordial, completely respectful. And he asked a very legitimate question. He said, Todd, why do you go after children? Something to that effect. Why do you want to see children in foster care? Something like that. And Todd threatened the man's physically. He threatened to hurt this older man. A 50-some-year-old gray-haired fucking puss boy in his wife's basement, literally working to mooch off of our tax money, embellishing his military career tenfold, is sitting there fucking threatening a guy for asking him a legitimate question. Why would you do that to children? And then to top it off by saying, I'm coming to Fort Knox to do it. And then, not only did you threaten that nice man, but then you go on to start naming other veterans and saying the same thing. You're going to go to Fort Knox and hurt them. Okay, so most people that watch this motherfucker on YouTube are thinking, he's full of shit. We know he ain't going to do nothing, right? Well, today I was taking it easy. My tailbone feels like it's popping through the skin right now. My feet hurt like a motherfucker from not having proper riding boots on an 11-mile horse ride after stacking 160 fucking bales of hay in the barn. So I wanted a chill day. It is a holiday weekend. And I'm trying to chill. And again, today, my phone starts dinging. Well, the threat that Todd had made was that he was going to be at the most secure Army base facility in the United States of America at 12 o'clock. 12 o'clock. That was fucking nuts to say. You probably did get the cops called. There might have been cops that showed up to his house, but if they did, it was for criminal investigation. Anyway, most people were probably thinking, yeah, that dumb fuck ain't really going to be there, because after doing something like that, and especially if the cops really did come to your fucking door, you damn sure ain't going to follow through with it. You're going to follow through and actually show up at 12 to the place that the cops are asking you about, right? Not this dumb motherfucker. So my notifications start going off around 1, something like that. I'm chilling, I'm minding my own business. I'm not doing nothing YouTube related. And I'm seeing, you need to turn on your Stalkers channel and check this shit out. So I do, and I'm like, this motherfucker is at Fort Knox. He said the cops were called on him last night for terroristic threatening at Fort Knox. And that the reason was because he was threatening to go at 12 to Fort Knox and hurt people, particularly some veterans, right? People that probably live on base. I don't know. And he's there. And I'm thinking, he's so stupid. I'm wondering, is this what it really looks like? We usually get the headlines from the mainstream news after the fact. And you might read something like, man enters military base after making threats on social media to dead. Like that's the headline that we might see, or former veteran now in critical condition after following through with threats made on a military base. We might read something like that, right? But we don't know all the details and how it evolved into becoming that situation. Are we witnessing that situation unfold that will lead to what other people that don't know shit about it are going to just read the headline and go, oh, another one of those fucking crazy situations. Put a one in chat if you think that that might be what the fuck we're actually watching. You know, guys, YouTube, the people on the other end, they're just real people. And a lot of them are fucked up people, man. It's every kind of people. It's every kind of people. Like, you're getting this from a person whose own mother is legit certified paranoid schizophrenic. This bitch will turn anything into some crazy ass fucking situation. Like, she was saying that fucking vultures from hell were circling my family members' treasures after he died to come get him and take him. Like, this is a person who thinks that the neighbor behind them has security footage on them and is trying to take the grass off of their property. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, nut job. This is a woman who in real life is extremely abusive to anyone around her. She will lie about anything and everything, make up stories about shit. Like, everything is some kind of massive out to get her story, right? Like, you can't be close to a paranoid schizophrenic without that person taking their paranoid schizophrenia out on you. So what they'll do is they'll make allegations that you are doing things to them, right, that hurts them. That's what they're going to do. So I chose on my own fucking mother to have nothing to do with that shenanigans. You can say I'm a bad son or what the fuck ever, but until you live it. So my point is this. My point is that you see people in the world. You see people, and, you know, on YouTube, on the other end of this camera, you might think, well, that person is different. Those are a small number of people. That's a small clique. And in that clique is this, and that's all there is on the other end. It's just a fucking camera. What you're actually seeing is just people. And there are fucked up people. There are intelligent people. There are beautiful people. There are interesting people. There are dirty people. There's so many different types of people. And the thing about this YouTube platform is that every time you turn on any kind of stream or video and you see a person you don't know, they have not been vetted by anybody. There's nobody that's really fulfilling, letting you know what the foundation of that person is. You're only knowing what they put out to you when they hit the live button or when they hit the record button or when they publish it, right? So don't be surprised. Don't be surprised that there's a fucked up person that's running a YouTube channel. Don't be surprised. Don't be surprised when a completely mentally unstable motherfucker is the one you've actually been watching for a few months. Don't be shocked. Because I could easily see how someone could see my mom on social media for a few months and not even realize that she's fucking Looney Tunes until after something occurs. And that something could be in the way of a motherfucking media mainstream headline. Which is why people in their real lives step back and say, I don't want nothing to fucking do with you. It's a lot easier to stay watching from afar on YouTube than it is in real life for those types of people. In my view of these people, the Michael Kaiser, Direct G, Todd, the followers that come with the attack sideways, the people you see on panel with them that just don't know anything but slander. It's my view that those people are people that I would not want to have anywhere near anything I do in life. I wouldn't do business with them. I wouldn't trust them to babysit. I would not want them to be in the same gymnasium as a school function, a basketball game or something. I would literally choose another area of the gym to sit and try to get the fuck out of there so they don't talk to me. I wouldn't buy a car from them. I wouldn't talk to them in the grocery store line. I wouldn't, if they were cashiers at a gas station, I would frequent a completely different gas station just so that I wouldn't have to be around that type of individual. That's real life. The only reason that I pay any attention to any of these people is because I have to document the threats. That's it. It's my only, that's my only interest. I'm going to document the threats. So don't be surprised whenever, oh, this whole thing's come out. Look, I checked in the records and Chris Ryder has reported me to the police before. Well, no fucking shit, numbskull. You fucking moron. Get your mental fucking health checked all the way. Fucking suffer some consequences for your actions. Take responsibility for your own behavior. Stop fucking threatening people 24/7. I promise you. You can ask Kaiser. I promise you, it will catch up to you. Don't blame it on anybody but yourself. You brought it. You're the one committing the crimes. Don't be surprised. Don't go running to your audience. Don't go running to YouTube. Don't beg for assistance. Just fucking swallow it. You did it. That's what I say. Can't play the victim when you're the perpetrator. And prove it. Prove your allegations. Prove any fucking thing that you said, right? Like, if we're going to play into the this is worthy of paying attention to because of entertainment, okay, people that are entertained, demand they make some effort to prove anything. So they can go on for 4 hours angry that I published a Kentucky revised statute. A statute. Published it all the way through, and it specifically says these job titles are incompatible with one another. If an employee was to take another one of these positions in this small list, and they already have a job in this small list, then it vacates that job. If I can publish that, that is a fucking it's not even a questionable situation. It was straight from the Kentucky statute. And the other thing I can publish is the record of an individual who fucking did that, had a job in that list, and then show you the date where, while they had the job in that list, fucking took another job on that list, which vacates the first one. If I can show you that in documentation, let's fucking deal with it. Practice that. Practice that for your response if you must do one. That's normal people shit. Normal people would show the statute that you claim means that one's not right, or whatever you want to do. But just don't go lying for fucking clicks and views while slandering and making death threats on fucking people and dogs, and literally puppies. The man told another veteran that he was going to shoot his 6-month-old puppy litter, and that his child needed to be in foster care. That's fucking sick. One in chat if you agree that that is sick. And now I'm going to show you how it's done. I will back that up. Mods, please put the link to the YouTube channel Hill Pirate Studio. And I encourage anyone who questions whether or not I just told you the facts, go there, watch probably the last couple of nights live streams, and you will see that in a clip recorded directly from the man's mouth, he made those threats. You could go to Todd's and watch about 20 hours, which not even police officers will do. Or you can go and just watch that and it'll be right to it. Because the people who were being threatened took a record. And it would not surprise me if they documented the threats through the legal system. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. They don't seem like the type of people that do, but then again, they don't have the same issues in life that I do. Where you can guarantee it. You can put your very last dollar on a bet that I am going to document in my life. I'm going to document. So don't question whether or not I reported something. If you did a death threat, you said you're coming to my house, it's reported so that you can show up. That way we know what really happened, right? Because there will be headlines. Man shows up to a small town in southern Indiana with a board and a group of people and steals the dude's truck. I'll let you all finish the media story. It'll be a headline. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, I want it documented. That way the people reading the headline can look back and say, here's what happened. It's on record. I'm going to protect my home. I'm going to protect myself. I'm going to protect my family. I'm going to protect my pets. I know how to do it. I understand the legal system. For God's sakes, my girlfriend is studying to become an attorney. She's literally in college studying to become an attorney. Yeah, we're going to understand the legal process, and we are going to do it. That's the difference between people who really are law-abiding citizens, even if they don't want to be. They just are, because they know they have to, right? Whatever reason. Fill in the blank on why. And people who commit crimes. You can call us the criminal. You can allege that we're the criminals. You can say that we do criminal shit all you want without backing anything up. But the actions speak for themselves. A person who is not criminal is going to use the legal structure as it was intended and as our tax money pays for. So do I document the threats? Absolutely. I don't know why anyone would have ever questioned whether or not I would make a call or put a report in on someone like Todd or Michael Kaiser. Of course I did. There's no shame in that. You will not shame me for doing what's right. It's not like I'm fucking telling on people for smoking weed or something in the neighborhood. I don't give a fuck. You go making threats on my property? You show up to my court hearings to try to intimidate a witness? You wear fucking holsters around? You follow me? You get pictures of my fucking lawyer's house? And fucking every third word out of your mouth is my full legal name? You make death threats on other people? Yeah, man. Believe me. You don't have to insinuate or make allegations. Of course, I've reported him. I just couldn't believe it when people were like, Todd's on his channel saying that you reported him. I'm like, which fucking time? That was my thought. Like, why are you, if you know me, of course you know I have reported him. I didn't even know what they were talking about at first. Jesus. No duh. You know what I'm saying? It's not like we're talking about some dude that's like fucking minding his own business over there. You know what I mean? You should expect to get reported when all you do is publish your criminal activity on the motherfucking internet. Of course you're getting reported. I'm like, man, could you imagine? Like I would get reported. Like here's how people are on the internet. People would call the police and tell them my location if I were live streaming and didn't have my seatbelt on. That's the life I live. So because of that, and because sometimes I see people that have seen my YouTube channel in real life, out and about, I wear my seatbelt every time. And that is, to me, one of the dumbest fucking laws, one of the most extortionist fucking laws that the government has come up with yet, because it ain't none of their fucking business, my safety. We've proven that in case after case after case. They don't care about your safety. So why the fuck, who does it hurt if I get hurt from not wearing my seatbelt? I can't hurt anybody else not wearing my seatbelt, so I don't agree with the seatbelt law at all. I disagree with it. I think that's, if someone wants to be unsafe and fucking take the chance of getting hurt, I don't see a problem. That's my personal opinion. But because it's the law, and because I know that I need to follow the law, especially if I'm going to be videoing myself, I am not going to commit crimes. It's that simple. If you're going to come after somebody like me, who's living that lifestyle, don't be surprised if the audience that you get would do the same to you. I mean, duh. This is YouTube, bro. This is you. We're not John Denvers. We're not Lindsay Lohans. We're just people with YouTube channels. It's social fucking media. But in this world, they'll call the fucking cops on you. They'll try to get your YouTube channel taken down. They'll report everything, false report everything everywhere. But what they will do for sure, you can bet your bottom dollar, is if you really do something, it will 100% for sure be reported by a viewer. 100%. So, welcome to the YouTube world. Welcome to the world of social media. Don't be fucking surprised when you're committing a crime that you're publishing and live streaming. And this goes for the little sycophant fucks. A boot and a guy talks with his mouth really far open. What's his name? Help me out, y'all. What's that dude's name? And then G-Fag that are over there helping with the slander. The plumber guy. The dude that plunges toilets for a living. What's his fucking name on YouTube? Y'all, don't be surprised, because you're getting some attention over there, and the crimes you're committing, you're going to get reported too. Don't go crying when you do that to yourself. I wouldn't be able to cry if I stream myself doing something as simple as driving down the road without a seatbelt and I get pulled over. I'm going to go, that was stupid of me, man. I know. This is YouTube. So, welcome to that world. You wanted to be in it. Here you are. Enjoy it. Have fun. And when something happens because you're too stupid and didn't belong in that world, when you had to ride the coattails of somebody you were obsessed with in order to get that kind of attention off of it, you're not responsible enough to handle the fucking what comes with it. Don't cry. You're not the victim. You're the moron that brought it upon yourself. So, yeah, at this point, I won't lie, I'm a little bit entertained. Because one of my creepy, mentally ill, obsessive, life-threatening, animal-threatening, child-threatening, friend-threatening stalkers is about to go to jail. Because if he was telling the truth, not only did he commit the crime of intimidation, but he did it on one of the most secure military bases, using one of the most secure military bases in the world to say he was going to go do that, perpetrate the crime at. And then not just that, but he followed through and showed up. That, my friends, in the legal world, is called intent, provable intent. And then, as he's filming people going in and out, he's saying, which one of these motherfuckers am I going to get to beat up while I'm here? Prosecutor, you got that one. A moron. Put it on his YouTube channel. God knows how many people recorded it. God knows how many people called it in. Why? Because we don't want to see in tomorrow's headline that a former veteran, did something at a military base and people are dead. That's why. It's serious. People are not just gonna view this and see what you're doing and go, it's just that dude playing a game on the internet. That's not what people are doing when they watch that shit. People are watching this shit and they're going, oh my God, this can be very dangerous. I don't want to hear about one of our active military or veteran military people in our quaint little town of Radcliffe, stationed at Fort Knox, is dead because some fucking deranged lunatic on social media promised he was going to go do something bad. But that's why people call. And they should. Blame me. I'm your hucklebearer. I called. There you go. Does that make you feel better? Everyone should. Anyway. Maybe that's true. Maybe it ain't. I want to see Todd prove that he had buddies at the police station knock on his door at night and talking about a man who was actually busy tending to his horses at the horse farm. I want to see proof that you had a couple fucking cops come knock on your door and say, hey, buddy, that Chris Ryder motherfucker from YouTube is calling a welfare check-in on you. Show it, you fucking lying bitch. Show it. You lying fucking mentally deranged bitch. And it sucks because normally I don't like doing any video where I'm speaking about the deranged, mentally ill, obsessive fans like that, because it fuels them to go even harder. So it really puts a normal guy like me between a rock and a hard place. This is not what my YouTube channel is about. This is not what my life is about. I would prefer to have zero, just like my mother, zero engagement, zero contact. That is what makes me happy, is just to be able to do my thing with my family. We're not breaking any laws. We're not doing anything to hurt anybody. We're not threatening anyone. We're not doing anything bad at all. Just let us be. Let us enjoy our lives. That's what I want. That's what I want. And ever since the government busted my fucking door in for no reason, I don't get that peace and quiet. I don't get it anymore. It's gotten better. We gotten used to it to the point where we know what the new boundaries of safety is for us. But why? Why should a normal American family have to worry about these things to the point where they literally can make it uncomfortable for people, for very much law-abiding people, to just live normal lives? We have kids. We have pets. We have horses. We have a motorcycle. We got a boat. We got shit. We got a camper. We have a life that we like to enjoy. We worked hard for it. It's all modest. It's all modest. Some of the shit's got so many problems with it, it should have been sold 10 years ago or rebuilt or renewed. Doesn't matter. It's our life. Mine and Tiffany's. We should be able to live normal. Just because we prove on a YouTube channel, on a social media platform, that there are employees working for the government who are stealing, lying, and committing misconduct and causing damages to people, just because we prove that, because we document it and put it out on the channel, that is our government. That's all of our jobs. So why should we, being normal people who are doing our job as citizens of the United States of America, why should we not be able to live a normal fucking lifestyle? I don't get it. I'm not John Denver, and she's not Lindsay fucking Lohan. We're just some modest people with a fucking YouTube channel, a social media platform, and a respectable number of supporters. And that's it. Let us be that. And thank you all so much for being here. I've noticed that my mods have had to block a couple people, so prove my point. Prove it harder. Prove it as hard as you need to, you fucking nut jobs. I'm going to enjoy my one more day off, and I hope you all do too. I may actually drop a video tomorrow, so keep your eye on. Hit that notification bell. If you're not subscribed, make sure you hit the subscribe button. And I mean, if nothing else, follow this crazy lifestyle that we publish. At least we can offer that. But guarantee you one thing. If you subscribe to this channel, you will see proof, documentation on the screen that shows you, without any doubt, government officials committing misconduct. You will get that from this channel. Love you guys. See you on the next one. I figure out how to turn this thing off.